I think I realized a problem that I did. I'm going back in negotiations with John Cena. Mainly the main reason I wasn't able to do that before is because of my relationship with Heartland Wrestling Association had a thing where I couldn't sign talent they had. And well, we both share John Cena, so uh, me trying to make him exclusive would have broke that, so that wasn't allowed. Oh God, there's a lot of unhappy people. But in the negotiations, let me see if I can pull this up for you fast enough. There we go. I'm offering an exclusive written per show contract. I'm used to former TEW games where you couldn't do that. If you tried to assign someone to an exclusive written deal, they wanted a per month basis. So I didn't know you could do that until I went and offered this to John Cena. So the four guys that I signed last episode, Batista, Brock Lesnar, AJ, and Punk, are on per month deals, and that's gonna be a ton of money. Money I don't, money I have, and money that as of right now we're fine with giving. Like we're not gonna be losing money hand over fist. It comes up to about $88,000, which is more money than I spent last month, more money than the last 2 months combined. But we have the money for that. Like we can weather that storm for better and for worse. Uh, so that's just something I realized. So from now on, everyone's getting exclusive written. I tried to give a couple other people an exclusive written deal. I wanted to go to Jimmy Rave, and this is where I saw that there was a limit. I was like, oh, if I could have him under contract for, $100 a show exclusively, that'd be sweet. Minimum, I think, is 1,000. I don't think you can sign people for less than that to a exclusive written deal. So that would be an immense jump up for him. So I wasn't going to do that. But Sting on the other, if I could scroll down, but mouse Sting on the other hand is making $2,500. So I was like, oh, if I could get that to work, that'd be great. Well, he's working two companies and he's making a lot of money out of it, so he doesn't want to sign an exclusive deal, which is fair enough. Actually, other than I did try to do The Rock. The Rock said it said he wasn't hi Mike. It said he wasn't even interested in talking because he feels like he's outgrown the company. So luckily, okay, John Layfield. This might be a good test because I think as of right now he's only with oh fuck. Okay, never mind. Uh, that's me. Jim. Is there really nobody else? I still have Hogan. I'll probably yeah, not for long. Not for long, brother. Hayabusa might be a guy, but he's the owner of another company, so I can't sign him to a deal. I forgot I even had Funaki. I forgot I even had Rikishi. Yeah, The Rock. He's not gonna entertain any ideas. There's Punk. He's making 15,000. There's Brock making 55. Batista's making 8. Styles is making 10. So that's the contract situation. There's nobody else I could have given one to, but I digress. We do have a pay-per-view in 17 days. I wonder if taking advantage because I can run 2 pay-per-views a month without a penalty. And given what has just transpired, I'm going to have 4 wrestlers who doesn't matter how many matches I put them in, how many shows they're in, they're getting the same amount of money. So I'm going to maybe try and abuse that. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to add an event. Do I have Victory Road? Oh, Victory Road is actually one I don't have. Okay, Victory Road is gonna be a. Oh, you actually can't see this. I keep forgetting that. Huzzah! There we go. All right, so Victory Road is going to be a monthly pay-per-view. It's gonna happen on the first Sunday of the month. It's gonna be a short one, just a small, short little event. Avoid American holidays. The next one. Would be the 4th, which means we won't have Hulk Hogan. Intent, yeah, we'll just keep that normal. We'll keep all of that the same. Next, postfix, let's have that be in Roman numerals. The next one is 1. I think that's all we need. So, yep, there we go. We got a monthly event. Happens at the beginning of every month. And it'll just be a smaller show for 1 hour. Everything else, hour and a half? I think I realized that Bound for Glory is 2. A lot of these are really short. Okay, so then, what we're going to do, normal events are going to go 2 hours and 30 minutes. Bound for Glory will be 3. Uh, and then Victory Road. Oh, I hit standardized length. Okay, I thought I was just clicking on only Bound for Glory. All right, this will be 3 hours, and Victory Road will just be a 1 hour pay-per-view. Probably have 2, 3 matches on it. All right. And with that, we have TNA Victory Road #1 coming up in a couple of days, and I will see you when we are done booking that. All right, here we go for the first edition of TNA Victory Road 1 in front of 1,300 people. We start off the match with the debuting Dave Batista taking on MVP Montel Vontavious Porter and beating him with a Batista bomb. A 58 in-ring performance. I'm surprised it was that high. A 34 segment rating to start out the show. We then followed up with a match between Jimmy Rave and Air Paris. Air Paris defeats Jimmy Rave with a moonsault to win the match. A 46 segment rating. We then followed up with a match between AJ Styles and Funaki in a match that had a phenomenal wrestling, did not do so well on the other end. 75 in-ring performance there by Styles. He beats Funaki with a spiral tap, defending the title for the 3rd time since he's reclaimed it. We then followed up with a Jeff Jarrett Dwayne Johnson promo. Dwayne Johnson talks to him in the backstage, essentially saying, hey, if you do what I want you to do, then we don't have a problem. Jarrett tells him to shove off, walks away, and The Rock is left alone, and he seems to be getting more and more frustrated with each passing week, how nobody wants to listen to him and do what he wants to do. We followed up with a match between John Cena and the debuting Rikishi, and John Cena wins a 47 segment rating, and then we end the night with John Cena or Dwayne Johnson coming out and one last time trying to get John Cena on his side, saying, I can make you great. All you have to do is become my champion. And John Cena tells him, go fuck yourself. And they move on. A 52 segment rating. Increase in all popularity. Regions, we're going to give that to Cena. We're going to give that to AJ. And we're going to give that to Dwayne. Because as long as Dwayne's happy, he will not try to leave. And that's primarily one of the things I want. $61,000. We take that. This was just a smaller show. We did get some popularity. That's good. Jesus, Rob. You seem to be in a bit of a pickle there. All right. Lesnar's officially here. Funaki is hired by WCW. Thank God I used him when I did. I didn't even realize he got an offer. Where is that? Oh, it's right there. We were first as well. The fans have become jaded. What do you mean? I do one every like 4 weeks. Okay, so maybe that was a bad idea, but I'll take it because we got a big rating. We got a big payday out of it, and God knows we did. That paid for Brock Lesnar. That's what that show did. That show paid for Brock. And the rest of it paid for CM Punk. Merchandise so far has paid off for Styles, and now we're in the money officially. Oh, and Batista, I suppose. Figurehead wise, Punk is getting there. We're still about 90 days away from that. And I'm hoping that one works. Otherwise, I am going to have to go to the next big. Actually, you know what? This might be. We're gonna put Brock. We're gonna see how that goes. But I'm gonna go ahead, pause the recording, and I'm going to meet you up again when I am done booking the show. All right, here we are at TNA Explosion, held in front of 436 people. We start out the night with a Dave Batista versus Amazing Red match, which Dave Batista wins. The second rating of 50. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. We then follow it up with a Dave Batista promo, puts himself over, puts his sights on the World Heavyweight title. That's his goal. We then followed up with a match between the Motor City Machine Guns and the Naturals, and my god, this sucked, surprisingly. I can only imagine how much worse it would have been if we didn't get all of these benefits. We then followed up with a promo with Dwayne Johnson. He comes out and he announces two things. Number one, the match between John Cena and Jeff Jarrett at Turning Point will be a dog collar match. Second thing, there will be a brand new match variant at Turning Point called what he has dubbed the Money in the Bank ladder match. You climb up the ladder, you get the briefcase, you get a world title shot, and he says the first person he's putting in there is CM Punk. Punk comes out, he's irate. He's like, I should just have that shot. I'm entitled to it in my contract. Why do I have to go through the rigmarole of trying to fight it when it's already mine by default? Dwayne tells him to fuck off, I guess. I don't know. We then followed up with the main event, AJ Styles versus Chad Collier. Yeah, remember him? We haven't used him in a while. He gets beat with a spiral tap. Fourth defense, 82, and a 68 rating to end off the show. The general feelings that don't have any storylines rated hot or above going on, and disappointed no storylines were furthered during the show. I'd further that. That's what the hell. That's what this is for. What do you mean? All right. We lost about $3,000 there. That's not great. We went up a point in the southeast, point in the mid-Atlantic, mid-south, southwest, and tri-state. Not bad. Oh, it's Jacques Rougeau. How you doing, Jacques? Van Dam got an argument. American Dragon out of WWE. He's leaving. All right, so I just sent him an offer. $7,000 per show to bring him in. His popularity is through the roof. If we can get him in, that'd be pretty damn good. We'll just have to see how that goes. El Generico moved to the southeast. Kyle O'Reilly moved to the southeast. Big Van Walter moved to the southeast. Eric Young moved to the southeast. Look at all these people moving to the southeast. Makes me feel really good about that. All right. Oh. How did our television numbers do? 109,000, almost 110,000. 0.14. Not bad. Not bad at all. No, that's not the button I wanted to hit. Let me out. There we go. We did lose money on that show, but with the merchandise we're gonna get here in a minute, we should recuperate a lot. We did just get to 39, and I think that affects our ticket prices. No, it does not. We gotta go up to 41. But when we get up to 41, that's only a $1 increase. If we went up to normal, it's a $3 increase from where we are now and a $4 increase from in the future. So we'll just have to see. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to pause and I'll meet you again when we're done booking the next show. All right, here we are. TNA Explosion back again. 442 people, 6 more people than last time. Dave Batista defeats Air Paris with a sit-out powerbomb to start off the night. A 50 segment rating. Very good way to start off the show. We then followed up with Bobby Roode taking on Malice. Malice's debut. Bobby Roode defeats him with a Fisherman Suplex to 39. We followed up with a promo between Batista and AJ Styles. During the match with Batista, Styles felt he was a little bit too stiff with his friend Paris, confronts him about it, and Batista laughs in his face and tells him to get out of his way. And we move on to Chris Hero and Elix Skipper, 49. We have the contract signing. Jeff Jarrett, John Cena both sign it, and Dwayne Johnson just smiles as they do so. We then followed up with the main event, AJ Styles versus Matt Sydal. As usual, AJ Styles carrying up a talent to a fantastic match. and a 51. We had pre-show problems. Apparently, none of our storylines are hot, although I know that's not true because I just looked at them not too long ago. And there were storylines that were furthered. We had a couple of them. I don't know why. Uh, $5,000 loss. We gained one in Puerto Rico. Antonio Peña. Good to see you. Nothing going on. Nope, not child companies. Finances. Ticket sales are gonna do better. We're already halfway there, or almost there, with half of the month gone. Sponsors are still gonna roll in. Merchandise is about halfway done. We got one more big pay-per-view to go. Everything's looking good on that end. How is this end looking? BG James joins WWE. Jimmy Yang. Oh, yeah, I tried, but that just wasn't gonna work. Oh well. We are 3 days away from Turning Point. I'm going to pause the recording, and I'll see you when we get there. All right, here we are. Welcome to TNA Turning Point 2007, held in front of 1,600 people. We begin with the typical AJ Styles Open Challenge promo, which is interrupted by the debuting Brock Lesnar. He comes down and he defeats AJ Styles with a shooting star press, a 58 segment rating, a 74 wrestling rating. Brock Lesnar wins the TNA X Division Championship. We follow that up with a promo by CM Punk. He comes out and he says, I will not be taking part in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I am entitled, I am guaranteed a rematch for the World Heavyweight title. And if I take this, I lose that, and I'm not going to do that. Rock comes out, says, all right, then you're going to go fight this man, Raven. And they go out and they have a match. Ends with a 58. During the match, Dwayne distracted The Rock, which allowed Raven to get the roll up and the victory. Uh, Raven and Dwayne start kicking the shit out of Punk. That's 84. We then followed up with a 6-man ladder match, the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, here's the thing. With Punk out, it starts out with 5. Elix Skipper, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Roode, Maven, and Ron Killings. They wrestle for about 19 minutes just with the 5 of them. And then The Rock comes out and he's like, well, we need another guy. Like this is a 6-man ladder match. We need to have another man out. Out comes Brock Lesnar, who is the quote unquote first man to show up. He comes down, wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. He celebrates with the title, with the briefcase and the title. We then followed up with the Tag Team Championship match. America's Most Wanted defeat the Brainbusters and the Haas Brothers to win back the TNA Tag Team Championships. That's a 44. We followed up with a hype video, or hype video of their rivalry up until this point. They have wrestled a lot. This is not the first time they'll fight, probably not the last time, is 68. We followed up with their match, which was a 60. John Cena wins the TNA World Heavyweight Championship back from Jeff Jarrett. Dwayne comes out. This is the 3-part thing. For the first 3 minutes, Cena's celebrating with the title. The Rock comes out, congratulates him, gives him one more chance, and when Cena spits in his face, he's like, okay. Brock Lesnar comes out from the crowd, Germans Cena to death, cashes in his Money in the Bank contract. We then end off the show with Brock Lesnar hitting Cena with the F5, getting the pinfall, and joining The Rock. That is the end. A 54. You use Shelton Benjamin far too much on that show. All right, we're going to give this to CM Punk, John Cena, and AJ Styles. So Brock is now the TNA World Heavyweight Champion and the X Division Champion. Financial report, we made $62,000. Dollarinos. We take that, and we gained 4 popularity. That is good. Good, good, good. Need to get that popularity up as fast as we can. All right. New match of the year. Oh, we did that on the same night as WrestleMania. Why was WrestleMania in the middle of March? They did that purely out of spite. Oh, Hardy won the world title. He beat Triple H. Good job for you. Oh, and that was a match of the year candidate. All right, not bad. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Pay-per-view overused couple splitting up. Oh, sorry, Jimmy Rave. 83,000 buys. Hmm. Yeah, as you can see there, I a 60,000 a year show for him. I'm actually gonna retract that. That's way too much. I figured I'd try. I think I had him up to I think 30, and I just will now I got him all to bet a lot more money. So is he just under Brian or Daniel Brian Danielson under this? He is. Yeah, I'm going to withdraw that. I physically can't pay that. That's exorbitant. And then the other one was Jimmy Wang Yang, who, if you actually look, his popularity is outrageous. Uh, like mine's not being heavily considered. That's fair. So I'm gonna withdraw that. I just don't have the money for that. Uh, I'm gonna retire this event. We're gonna make that dormant. We don't need that. Nope. Stop. There we go. Save. All right. So we got that dormant. It wasn't working. I didn't really. I thought it's like, oh, we can do. I thought it would be like individual months, but no, it's how many you run in a 4 week period. If your 4 week period is too close, if you have too many in that 4 week, you keep getting that penalty. I'm assuming as to how that works, which means I'm actually gonna move this back a week. Because it's in April, we'll go to the 22nd. Just move it back so that way it's 34 days. So that should be long enough that we don't get any penalties. But we're looking pretty good right now. $112,000 on our pay-per-view revenue. That'll never happen again. Ticket sales are up really big. Sponsors are there. And merchandise is doing pretty good. How did Brock Lesnar's popularity do from that? Oh my God. He went from we hired him at the beginning of the month he was at 40. He's not at 40 anymore. He's at the 50s. Okay, so yeah, that was probably if you were gonna get a guy over, that was probably the best way to do it. He won 3 matches, won the 2 biggest titles, and a gimmick match. He's tied up with Cena. How much did Cena lose from that? He was at 52. He's at 60 in the Southeast now? Okay, so his popularity went down in some areas and it shot up like crazy in others. Okay. That's that's pretty good. Styles 37, 39. His popularity went up too. He's actually he's not our most popular guy anymore. Where's Punk? Punk is doing pretty good too. He jumped up like crazy too. Okay, this is good. This is good. I like what I'm seeing. This is the Dwayne Johnson effect. He is rubbing off on everybody. Did his popularity go down? It did not. So just by him being there, we're doing fine. You are at a 63, 3, 4. Okay, your popularity went down a little bit. Where is who's the other guy? There was one more person I wanted to look at. But I'm happy that those three, they all shot up. Oh, Batista. Batista is doing pretty good. All right. So Brock shot up like crazy. Okay, maybe yeah, like crazy. He went up 10 in each one of those. He's a legitimate dude now. 290. You're in there now. We'll see how that goes. All right. I'm very happy with how that went. That could have gone way worse, and it did not. Merchandise. Rock has sold 109,000. Foley has sold 11.5. Savage has sold 8, or about 5. Sting has sold about 5. Cena is the closest homegrown guy. He's only sold $3,000 worth of merch, which is better than he did last month. Styles is up there at 10. He's selling more than he did last month. Punk is probably about in line. Ron Killings actually sold a fair amount. I'm surprised by that. But I digress. I'm going to pause and we're going to continue to the next show, and I'll see you when we're done booking it. All right, I'm actually going to bring it back here for a second because I've just realized that this is going on. I've seen that they were like involved in some stuff beforehand. UPW is going around and signing a ton of people. Where's UPW? Ultimate Pro Wrestling is going around. They're up at medium and they're hiring a ton of people. They just hired Diamond Dallas Page, Paul Turner, Johnny Onyx. I think is Johnny Mercury. I think so. Yeah. He just got signed to them 2 days ago. Uh, and they're shelling out money. They got $10.5 million. However, if you look at everything they've done, how are they making that much money on ticket sales? Well, I know the answer. The answer is that they're medium. You know, they're playing in an area. They're in the Southwest, so they're from California. They also have a really big amount in Puerto Rico for some reason. Uh, and they're very prestigious. They're making a ton of money, but now they're going out and they're hiring a ton of guys to exclusive deals. And now they're finally coming into my neck of the woods. They're making an offer to Shannon Moore. I think that's. Oh, and they were making offers to Daniel Bryan, but I backed out because I can't pay that. That's insane. They were getting up. He's only worth about $100,000 a month. I think UPW. What was UPW? 120. New Japan's offering 136. 120 from Pro Wrestling Noah. 120 from WCW. 109. Like these guys were out. They're out there shelling money for this guy. I don't have that money. I'd probably, even if I did have that money, I don't know if I'd be going out there paying that much. Because I mean, if you go back and you look, they're only making, on average about $400,000 a month up until this point. They're making 5 now. They don't have pay-per-view somehow. That $120,000 is going to take away about a fifth of the amount of money you make, which I guess if you're making $500,000 every month, that's fine. But they're going out and they're hiring a ton of people. And I don't know how much some of these guys are. Like, let me go see if I can find. They have John Layfield. They're not, right now it's just currently a handshake deal. But if they go to sign him, I might not fight them on that, which sucks. If you go to Diamond Dallas Page, oh, do I have to go to his actual thing here? God, Diamond. Okay, Dallas. Page. High. Oh, it's because it's on higher. All right. Yeah, you just signed a deal. You signed an exclusive written deal for, what is that, like a year and a half? That's a really odd deal. How much money are you paying him? Oh, it doesn't. It really does not say how much money. I thought it did. Does it not tell you how much money they make? I could have sworn it did. Do you have to go here? Go to their roster. There you go. So you gotta go to their roster and then it tells you. All right. Roster. Diamond Dallas Page. They're paying him $22,000 a month, which they weren't paying before. Johnny Onyx. Oh my God, they have high rank. $11,000. They also just signed Ricky Steamboat. $25,000 an hour. An hour? A month. Like this is going to be something where, yeah, right now they might not be dealing with it all too much. Hey, Chaz. But if they keep signing these guys, especially if they get like Daniel Bryan in there, that's going to be outrageous the amount of money they're going to be spending on guys. You know, they're not like the WWF and WCW who can hemorrhage that amount of money and be perfectly fine because they make it all back in pay-per-view. Like, I mean, look at that. Literally, their pay-per-view funds everything. Or damn near, you know, like that's a ton of money. They're not at that point. They don't have pay-per-view. I have pay-per-view. I'm happy to have pay-per-view. Thank you. But I digress. I think they're getting a little too big for their britches. To be fair, I did go out and sign, you know, Brock Lesnar to $55,000 a month, but whatever. Oh, we're on the day of the show. I'll get booking it, and I'll see you in just a minute. I appear to have screwed this up already. So, uh, TNA Explosion held in front of 380 people. This was supposed to be the ending segment. I forgot to move it up. I'll come back to that later. We start out the night with a Team Canada versus Motor City Machine Guns match. The Motor City Machine Guns win at 38 rating. We followed up with The Vision, The Rock's stable coming out. Brock Lesnar, dual champ, X Division, TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Raven, there, Fatu, related. 87 match rating he puts over his stable. He talks about the new direction of the company and that their goal is to make money. No more of this X Division Open Challenge. No more giving away pay-per-view matches on TV. We're doing things. You're going to give me your money. Rich capitalist. Homicide debuts as a gangsta. Great. Segment rating of 30, beats Dick Rick. We then followed up with a promo between the three pillars of TNA, AJ Styles, CM Punk, John Cena. They come together and they make a coalition. They're going to work together to defeat The Rock. We then followed up with a match between Dave Batista and Austin Aries. Batista wins with a spear, and we end off the show with the Vision watching, the Rock stable watching him after the match. Didn't result in any popularity changes. A 49. Financial report, we lost $7,000. That's fine. It's not, but it's all right for now. So we made a lot of money on the two pay-per-view shows. We're making a lot of money on merchandise. The prototype is officially gone. We had 93,000 viewers. Shannon Moore's going to UPW because I ain't fighting that. We are sitting at pretty good amount ticket sales wise. I'm hoping, yeah, that show wasn't as good as I had wanted. But I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pause, and we're gonna skip ahead to the next show, and I'll see you there. All right, for the final show, 473 people. Final show of the month of March, we start off with a wild brawl, big hoss fight between Layfield and Malice, which John Layfield wins. Malice sustained a strained bicep, a 36 segment rating. We then followed up with an AJ Styles Raven promo, which then goes into their match. They don't seem to click, but they still put on a 53 because Styles is just that good. Raven defeats Styles through underhanded tactics. We then had. How did this match get? Batista took on Mike Barton, a 69. Uh, how are you having that good of in-ring ability, Batista? Not that I don't think you were a good wrestler. I just don't think you were ever like phenomenal in the ring. You looked great, but I digress. Mike Barton loses to Batista in 60 with a 60 match rating. The Rock is watching him again like a stalker. We then followed up with the main event of the evening, which is Hayabusa versus Punk. Uh, During the match, Lesnar interferes, hits Punk in the back, knocks him down to the ground. Hayabusa, unaware, hits him with the 450 splash, wins the match. After Brock is beating up Punk, Hayabusa throws a chair, hits him with like a Van Daminator, but like missile dropkick to the chair, knocked Lesnar out of the ring. And that is how the show ends. A 57, no popularity changes. Injury review, Malice had a bit of a strained bicep, but he's fine. Lost $6,000, and that is the end of that. That's not looking very good on the other department. Saban relocated about time. 110,000 people, that's a new record. Uh, God. OVW TV, nothing new there. The Undertaker demotion. Oh, he's no longer a chief enforcer. Sweet. Ooh. We'll simulate to the end of the month. We're pretty close to that. Just a handful of days. And I think we'll get to a point where we'll have made more money this month than last month, but barely. But that is also with all of the added expense. I'm sure we're probably crossing the $100,000 threshold, which is insane to me. That we spent that much money on wrestlers, on performances. Uh, Malice is recovered. Drew Galloway moved down here. Mike Mizanin left IWA. We finished first. Hell yeah. Anything else? Ooh. Oh, we had to pay a lot of taxes. That pesky government. Oh yeah, there's the $88,000 difference. So we would have made a ton of money. Running the second pay-per-view definitely helped. That popped a little bit more money out of the deal than we probably otherwise would have gotten. We are sitting in a pretty good spot. Punk is doing well. I think, yeah, he was on the main event of the show, and we did better. But he was also here and we did worse. So I don't know what happened here compared to there. Uh, Normally you can kind of tell how he's doing uh, based on the attendance. You know, we're 2 months away, 62 days, and then we'll figure out how good he is. I'm hoping it's pretty good. Because I did Cena, did Styles, they didn't work. Hopefully Punk does work, and if he doesn't, we do have the backup and starting to get him going. So we're gonna end off the episode there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next time. Bye bye.